Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Easy Natural English with Liam. I hope that you're all well. Today I'm going to get back to talking about everyday topics with no script and no editing because recently I made a few videos kind of talking about useful expressions or about how to study English, and somebody on my YouTube comments said that they're a bit boring and he prefers the sort of everyday topic episodes. Maybe he's right. What do you guys think? If you agree or disagree, put it in the YouTube comments. But yeah, I think I need to do he's right. I think I need to do some more just natural listening practice for you guys. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. So I want to talk about traveling in the UK. And the reason I want to talk about this is because a lot of my students who study English with me, I'm from the UK. So when I ask them, have you visited the UK? If they have, they always say they went to London. It's always to London. Some people have been to some other parts of the UK, but most people just travel to London. And London is a very beautiful city. There's lots of stuff to do there. But I think it's a shame. I think it's a bit sad when people only see London, because I think the UK has a lot to offer for traveling. And I think, there are different parts of the UK which will be more suited to different people. If you're a big city person, then maybe you'll enjoy London. But for example, if you like history, then of course, London has some nice historical places to visit. But if you really like castles, which the UK has a lot of, then I would recommend somewhere like where I'm from. So I'm from an area, a county in the UK. A county, it's like the region called Norfolk. And in Norfolk and below Norfolk is Suffolk. There's two counties, two regions. Norfolk and Suffolk has a lot of old castles because this part of the UK is close to France, particularly close to Normandy, which is a part of France where in our history, a long time ago, people from this part of France, they came to the UK and they took over. They became the boss of the UK. They kind of became the royalty in the UK. And they built a lot of castles. So they were coming from Normandy. So their first kind of area where they would arrive would be Norfolk and Suffolk. So now Norfolk and Suffolk has a lot of Norman castles. So this like old French design. And then we also have the more like Anglo-Saxon castles too. So there's lots of different like shapes and sizes of castles, a lot of variation. And now some of them are like broken a little bit. We usually say a ruined castle or a ruined building. So they're broken a little bit, but a lot of them are still very well maintained. And even the broken ones, the ruined ones, you can go and see those. And most of them are in the countryside. So it's really beautiful countryside. And then you have these nice old castles to look at. So it can be a really nice trip for those who like nature and history. I think that would be a more suitable place to visit. And it's quite close to London, because I know that London is easy to fly to, but then it's only a 2-hour train to Norwich, and Norwich is the main city in Norfolk. And then from there you could visit the countryside quite easily. And then, for those who really like countryside and like hiking and climbing, then, of course, the Lake District. So the Lake District, like the name says, there are a lot of lakes. It's a district with a lot of lakes. So Lake District is a little bit further north and west from London, I think, if I remember rightly. And I used to go there a lot when I was a kid. When I was a child, we used to go hiking there a lot. And it's a really beautiful part of the UK. Lots of nice mountains, lakes. Yeah, just look at pictures on Google. Just search Lake District. You'll see very beautiful landscape. Very green. Yeah, very beautiful part of the UK. And then for those who like hiking, if you go further north and go up to Scotland, then of course, Scotland has beautiful mountains, beautiful countryside. Really beautiful coastline. Coastline means where the land touches the sea, the coastline. So not quite a beach, because beach usually has sand, but the coast, maybe it's cliffs or rocks or something. And Scotland, has some really nice ones. So for those of you who like nature, of course you need to get out of London and go somewhere else. Another great historical place is Bath. So if you're interested in really old history, like the Roman history of the UK, because Romans came from, the Roman Empire, which is now Italy and the area around Italy. They came a long time ago, and they made a lot of baths. That's why it's called Bath, because there's lots of Roman baths, these kind of bath houses, kind of a place where people used to wash, like a public bath house, and people would used to wash together. Bath has a lot of those, and lots of old kind of Roman buildings and things. And I studied in York. York is also in the north of the UK, and York is a really great place for history and just for a nice kind of more relaxed British vibe, because London is a bit crazy, and London is like a lot of big cities, but York is a much like more slow pace city, so people are more friendly because they have a bit more time. Of course there are friendly people in London, but when cities get too busy, everybody's too busy to really take time to talk to people and stuff. But York is a bit more slow, and York has a city wall, so the whole city is surrounded by a wall. The Romans built the wall first, so some parts are about 1,000 years old, some parts of the wall, and then other parts of the wall were like rebuilt. So I think the wall is some parts of the wall are 600 years old, some parts are more like 800 years old, and some parts are even 1,000 years old. Just little parts are 1,000 years old. I think most of it is 800 to 600 years old, but still really old wall, and it's still intact. Intact means it's still complete. It's not broken. So you can walk up the steps onto the city wall, and you can walk all the way around the city. So it's a really good way for tourists or even local people. It's a good way for anybody to see the whole city. You can get up there and you can walk around, and from there you can see the beautiful Minster. And the Minster is a big, beautiful church that they have in the middle of the city. They also have a little castle. I forgot the name of that castle, but there's a little castle on top of the hill. And, all these kind of historical sites you can see from the wall. And also, York was invaded by Vikings, from Scandinavia, from kind of what is Denmark now. A lot of Vikings came at that time. So there's also a lot of kind of Viking history in York. And you can see kind of museums filled with kind of Viking artifacts. Artifacts means kind of old things, old things that you can look at. Lots to visit, lots of places to go in the UK. Oh, and of course, I can't forget Wales and Northern Ireland. Of course, South Ireland is beautiful too, but technically it's not part of the UK. It isn't part of the UK. It's not even technically. Southern Ireland is not part of the UK, but part of the British Isles. Lots of beautiful places. So don't just go to London is my point. Go to Scotland, go to Wales. Wales, beautiful for mountains and things like that. Hiking, similar to Lake District. go see some other beautiful parts of the UK and enjoy some more of the kind of calm side of the UK. Actually, closest calm place to London is maybe Cotswolds. And the Cotswolds, there's like these old kind of cottage looking buildings, like old country kind of buildings, so it has a bit more calm side to London. That's not too far from London. But enjoy. If you're going to the UK soon, please enjoy your trip, and maybe try to see some places outside of London. Anyway, thank you all for listening today. For those of you listening to the podcast, remember, please review. For those of you on YouTube, like and subscribe, and everybody share with your friends. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all back here next time.